All right, it sounds like we got a bunch of the ARIIX executives on the call as well. So, guys, welcome to the call. My name is Jeffrey Boyle. I am proud to be on the President's Council for ARIIX, and this is going to be really an amazing call. I've met so many of the people from Asantae. We've worked hand in hand with the incredible staff over at ARIIX to be able to put this night together. Tonight is just, we're looking over on really a historic event tomorrow, January 12th, where you're going to be receiving information from ARIIX on your new distributor or your representative ID, and really the history starts tomorrow. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce, to get this call started, two very important guests. We've got Dr. Dwight Lundell, and we've also got Dan Lundell, the chairman of Asantae, to get this call started. So Dan, I know you're there. Welcome you to the call.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. We appreciate it. For those of you on the screen, I think we just turned our webcam on here from beautiful, bountiful Utah. So we appreciate everybody getting on tonight, and we're super excited to be here together to announce this. Appreciate everybody jumping on. Jeff, do you know if Dr. Lundell is on? I wanted him to take just a quick minute, and then I'll introduce the rest of the executives that are here with me.
Yep, Dr. Lundell is on.
I'm here. Thank you very much, and welcome everyone. I personally couldn't be more pleased with this joining of these two companies together. It represents an opportunity for the life-saving products that we've developed at Asantae to reach not the thousands that we were, but now millions, and allow all of our representatives from Asantae and from ARIIX to have the opportunity to share these life-saving products around the world. So I couldn't be more pleased and more happy, and to see the fulfillment of our dreams when we started Asantae begin to come to fruition.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. We appreciate everything you've done in formulating our incredible products and in supporting our awesome distributors and leaders. We really appreciate it. And you know, as I've said on our two previous calls discussing this this opportunity for us as the Asantae family, I've characterized it as a quantum leap forward. And I couldn't be more convinced, the more that we've gotten closer to this moment, how true that really is going to be, that this represents a quantum leap in opportunity for us here at Asantae, as part of the Asantae family. So we're very, very excited. We're excited for all the new learning that's going to happen over the next few days in everybody's new back office, all the new recruiting sites, all the new tools. Please keep an eye on your inbox. Please show up to the trainings. Please call your organizations. This is a wonderful opportunity to reach down into your organizations, talk to folks that maybe you haven't talked to in a little while, that maybe haven't ordered in a little while, and get them reintroduced to this new, rejuvenated Asantae opportunity together with ARIIX. So I couldn't be more pleased, and I want to make sure we leave plenty of time for the rest of the speakers. But first I want to introduce the two members of the executive team I've got here with me, and I think we also might have a couple of more on the call. I've got CEO Fred Kuber right here, and our COO Riley Timmer right here. And then I think we're also going to be joined, if not already joined, by Mark Wilson, who's calling in from the road, and also Deanna Latson, who may be with us tonight as well. So we're very thankful to be part of the ARIIX family now, and thankful for their leadership, and couldn't be happier to be meeting up at this point in ARIIX's development. And maybe Fred or Riley, you guys can take a minute and talk about where ARIIX has come from and what ARIIX is all about for maybe those that haven't had a chance to hear from you yet.
Sure. Why don't I take it first? I'm Riley, and it truly is a pleasure to be on here. I can tell you, believe it or not, while we're just about 5 years old, we've done about 5 or 6 what we would call mergers with other network marketing companies. And I want to take a second and just commend Dan and Jeff Boyle as well, because I can tell you we've done 1 or 2 pretty good, 3 not so great, and I'm telling you this one is going to be awesome mainly because of Dan and the work that he's done. And I can tell you he has a significant amount of passion for the Asantae leaders and for the people there, which is commendable, because I can tell you, having worked with other owners in a similar situation, that same passion never came through. It was all about them and what they could get for their, quote, asset. And with Dan, from day one, from our first discussion with him, it was all about how can we create an opportunity for these people, for the people that I've known the last several years, to be successful and for them to have something they can have a legacy with. And that is, in our experience, it's very, very rare in this industry to find people like that, which is why, just one of the reasons why we're so excited to work with all of you, because if Dan's a reflection of what's to come, I can't wait to meet each one of you personally. And I can tell you that I think one thing that is exciting about the ARIIX opportunity is that that's what we are. We are the opportunity company. We have operations in 13 different markets, from China to Japan to Hong Kong, clear to Europe. We have on-the-ground operations, full support staff, much like we have here in the United States, we have in those markets. And so we have created opportunity for people to grow and build, not just here in the U.S., but also in several markets around the globe, which is an exciting opportunity and a compensation plan that rewards you handsomely for that growth. And so that's just, I think, another piece that I think will help enhance an already great opportunity, and then tied in perfectly with products that match a similar philosophy. So I'm grateful to be on the call with you tonight. From an operations standpoint, our goal is to basically make it so that we eliminate the frustrations of shipping and fulfillment and all of that, so that your job is just to go out and talk to people about the opportunity. We don't want you to have to worry and struggle. And so if there's things that come up and you can see improvements, please, we're all ears. But our job and what we understand is that we are to provide a great service to you. We are a service center, and that's our objective, is to make sure we make you proud every day with fulfilling your needs. And so please know that. I hope to get to know each of you hopefully over the next few weeks, and I appreciate the opportunity that we have to join forces and really create something amazing.
Well, we feel pressure today. It's like being the new step parent that walks in and has to meet the kids of his girlfriend today, and he wants to make sure he makes a great first impression. And all of us on executives are very nervous about that. Luckily, we've met some of your top distributors in your organization, and they're wonderful people. And despite our inability to make a perfect first impression, I think it went okay, and they're kind of comfortable. Hey, if I were sitting in your boat, I'd be a little bit nervous right now. I'd say to myself, okay, are we going to be the ugly, red-headed stepchild that's going to be forgotten and that's going to be swept away? I want to tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. We view this as an opportunity for you to have more countries to do business in, and a wider array of products. Your products are still going to be available for you to be able to sell and talk. Your story on the Mediterranean diet, etc., will still be available for you. We will be learning a whole bunch of new names and leaders. We hope you invite us on webinars and trainings to come out, and not only for us to get to know you, but for you to get to know us as well. Of the companies that have joined forces with ARIIX, we are in several countries just because an entire organization came over with us from another company. And I think now, after a year they've been with us, some of them 2 or 3 years, they would tell you they feel very much just completely a part of the ARIIX family here. Some of them still have their products that they were using then and have now only been given the opportunity to offer different variety to their potential customers. So you're going to have a little bit of things that are different. One of them, you're going to have to get to know different management team as well, and you're going to have to get to know a whole host of new products. So we have trainings and materials and brochures for you to get to know those. But don't be in a rush. Don't worry. You can still tell your story and still sell on your particular products if that's what you prefer. But I'd also encourage you to take a look at the variety of products that you have to offer. Now with a better variety, you can appeal to a broader audience of consumers that may have an interest. The second thing you might be a little nervous about is the compensation plan. I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday. I should check on my calendar. I have scheduled a complete training to go through the compensation plan. Now I'm telling you, the guy who wrote this compensation plan had to be a genius. He had to be incredibly gifted and brilliant to understand the field, to understand your needs, to understand that you want to be paid the most for every sales dollar. You don't want to always have to buy commissions at the end of the month, placing your volume where it'll earn you the greatest check. Okay, so I'm a little biased, right? I was involved
Did
in...
I tell you we really like to outsource? Just kidding.
We love the comp plan, and that is something that you're going to have to get to know, and you'll have to learn to understand it. That's probably the most difficult thing. But here's the great news. If you're making less than $125,000 to $30,000 a year in your commissions, you don't have to really learn anything until you reach that level. Yes, it would be nice to explain the compensation plan. Go watch the 4-minute video on how it works. But we have filed for several patents, including automatically placing your customer volume and or your people wherever optimizes your commissions. So whether you know everything about the comp plan or nothing, you can't make a mistake. Your organization has been transferred automatically over. The tree structure's identical and the same. For the vast majority of you, all you will notice is suddenly you got a pay raise for the same volume that you were generating prior. So we look forward this week to being in touch, and then not just this week, but the follow-up support for a long, long time to come as we get to know each one of you and make you feel a part of the rest of ARIIX. And now the greatest thing I have to say that you'll never appreciate until you have been around a couple of years and heard me speak. I have spoken for, I think, less than 5 minutes, and I'm actually done for this time. So hopefully nobody takes any of my time when I do my comp plan.
Wonderful,
All right,
wonderful. So if Mark or Deanna are on, I'd love for them to say a word or two if they're on.
Hi, Dan. This is Deanna. Can you hear me okay?
Just fine, Deanna. Go right ahead.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Deanna Latson, and I'm your Chief Product Officer. And I just want to quickly mention that, you know, if someone was to come to me and present me with a whole new host of products and set down 20 products in front of me, the type of skeptic I am, I would probably turn my nose ever so slightly and say, well, let me do my research and let me read about everything I can read, where you source your ingredients, how you formulated these things. And I wouldn't be too thrilled with the idea of all these new products. Be rest assured, I've gotten to know your Dr. Lundell. He is fabulous. His philosophy. I have learned about the formulation. I have been studying all your products. I've been taking your products, and rarely do I find in the industry that there are people who have similar philosophies when it comes to product integrity, when it comes to product efficacy. And this is where our match, our venture together, our merger, whatever you want to call it, is such a beautiful marriage of sorts, because we share some of the same, if not most of the same product philosophies when it comes to formulating in high quality ingredients that make a real difference in your lives. I've heard from your leaders that you all are huge fans of your products, and you should be, because they're great. Your inflammation and immunity support, your weight loss support, your whole food supplement that I take twice a day now, you know, they were formulated with integrity, and they were formulated to really work. And that's what we care about at ARIIX too. And so we're excited about this merger. And as Fred mentioned before, you have like a toy box. And now this toy box, instead of 3 products, has 30 products. And you don't have to play with every toy at the same time or get to know every toy right now, but we are available to help train you. I've been working with some of your leaders, and I'm going to be doing some in-person trainings. We have one scheduled for LA already with a group up there, just to give you a sense of our product offering. And know this, all of our products within ARIIX and Asantae create this beautiful merger of synergy, whereas you can help people in lots of aspects of their lives now, with their skin, with their air, with their water, you know, and their nutrition, and we have this really beautiful mix. And so I'm super looking forward to getting to know you better, meeting you in person, and I just want to congratulate Dr. Lundell publicly again for doing such a remarkable job with Asantae and the formulation and the products and the integrity of those products, and thank Dan. I've gotten to know him as well, and just really looking forward to this and getting to know you all and having you all get a sense of what we're like and creating this nice synergy. So Dan, thanks so much for having me on, and I believe I'm on tomorrow night.
Yep, you are. We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Deanna. Appreciate it. Mark, are you on by any chance tonight?
I'm on. Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. Go right ahead.
Hey, I just want to echo everything that's been said already. Our number one job is to earn and keep your trust, and we are thrilled and excited at the opportunity of meeting all of you, getting to know you, getting to know your family, shaking your hands, and finding out what we can do to help you achieve your goals and your dreams. And that's really what ARIIX is about, is unleashing the human potential for good. And when we talk about that, we talk about each and every one of you because it's different for each of you. So we've had the opportunity, as Fred said, to get to know some of your leaders, and we look forward to get to know each of you so that we can help you achieve those goals and those dreams. And it's going to be a great 2016 because I think there are a lot of things we're going to learn from you. And that's what's so beautiful about this industry.
This could be the best speech he's ever given.
We're sorry about Mark's connection, everybody. We'll get him back on for an encore. Mark, if you can hear me, we're having a little trouble hearing you. So, are you still there? All right, guys. Well, Jeff, let's move forward, and I want to say thanks to everybody. You guys thoroughly embarrassed me, but I have to give a shout out to all of our excellent distributors who indeed are a reflection of our corporate philosophy and our approach, and the team behind me and Dr. Lundell, the many countless people that help us get all the things done that we're trying to get done. So I accept and appreciate your compliments and pass them on forward to the real people doing all the heavy lifting. So thank you, guys. And Jeff, let's move forward.
All right, well, very good. It's been great to have everybody and for you guys to be able to get to know some of these amazing ARIIX executives that I've spent time with, that I've been able to have help in my business. And I don't think you understand just the amount of work that has gone in to make sure that tomorrow morning everything goes through without a hitch. Of course, there is so many people behind the scenes, but you see this team that the ARIIX executives have put together. I think you'll be amazed. As you have a chance to get to know some of them, I think you'll be impressed at just really how much was done to be able to get this to go smoothly. Tonight, I also have the opportunity to be able to introduce a couple of the reps within Asantae that have made a big difference. The first person that I'm going to introduce, his name is John Maris. And John Maris really was a legend within Amway, and he built with some of the largest distributors there. He was a constant and perpetual qualifier for the rank of diamond within that organization. And he brings a wealth of ownership or of real experience he brought it to Asantae, and now we're really fortunate to be able to have him with us at ARIIX. So John, I'm going to be unmuting you, and John, be sure that you turn your microphone on, and you are unmuted. So John, you there?
I'm here.
Well, welcome to the call.
Thank you. Why don't you unmute John McFadden too, because I'm going to bring him on as well. But yeah, I had 35 years experience in network marketing, and primarily with, as you mentioned, Amway, not primarily, exclusively. And John McFadden and I had the pleasure and the great experience of going out to ARIIX and meeting with Fred and Mark and many of the other executives they introduced us to. Had a great series of meetings over a day and a half. I'm going to let John McFadden give his input first. And John was quite the guy. He must have a photographic memory. He will say he doesn't, but he doesn't forget anything. And he has quite a history. He's a fighter pilot, former fighter pilot in the Air Force, retired lieutenant colonel, had started a winery and then franchised it over 5 states, had 15 wineries. He was getting his master's in counseling when I talked to him about TrueStar originally. But he and I knew each other 20 years earlier. He had been in my Emory business, and he was one of the hard chargers, fast starters, and a very significant achiever then. Hadn't seen John in probably a dozen years, and you get busy and you go different directions. And I finally bumped into a mutual friend and got back in contact. And John, I'll let him tell you what he thought. But John McFadden is the kind of guy that you all look to sponsor, and when you do, you just point him in the right direction and get out of the way. So, John, are you there?
I think I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Passing it to you. Why don't you?
Well, I'm humbled by that introduction, but I'm sitting here looking at my screen, going, "Hey, I know these guys." So the first thing that I'll say is, as soon as we were kind of told by Dan about kind of what was going on and what was happening, John and I both said, we need to go meet these guys. We can talk to them on the phone. They were very willing to talk to us on the phone. But these guys, it was Mark Wilson who basically said, well, just come on out any time. I don't think he expected us to say, well, good, because we just bought tickets for tomorrow. And so, so we just kind of show up. So then we got this guy sitting in the middle, right? And so I find myself sitting across the table from this guy sitting in the middle, and he's asking all these questions. And very quickly, it's obvious that he cares, and he wants to know my thoughts, and he wants to know my opinions, and he is obviously cares about the people that we represent. And when we went, we represented Jay Sargent and Steve and Linda Camporoglu. We talked a lot with these people before we showed up, because of the timing just happened to be that we were the first ones that could get there. And I felt like I was representing every single person on this phone call when I was talking to that guy in the middle. And then he goes and he gets his card, because I don't really know. I know I don't have a photographic memory, but all of a sudden I get this card and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Riley Timmer. He's the COO. He's one of the founders. And then you don't have to be in the office for very long until you hear that voice. When the guy on the left is in the office, everyone in the office on both floors knows that he's there. And
say that.
And he, I find myself sitting across. So I hear this. I almost hear like the cherubs start singing when I say the word Dr. Fred Cooper. And I'm like, doctor, he's going to have a pipe and he's going to have patches on his elbows. And so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden the voice is Dr. Fred Cooper. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a real guy, and he cares, and I don't know what the acronym is for crazy man, but it's got to fit into doctor somehow. And we end up going out to dinner that evening, and he gets me to eat stuff that my wife, after 30 years, would never get me to eat. And so and then there's the guy in the and we get the comp plan taught to us by that guy on the left, the guy who wrote. Yeah, I don't think this. The guy on the left wrote the comp plan with all these patent pendings. That is the most amazing compensation plan that could ever have been derived on this planet. And he's the one teaching it to us. The guy in the truck is probably the biggest critical error he made was he's got a long drive home. I get it. He's got to get on the road, but I can't believe that he wasn't there to control things, because he's kind of the calm, peaceful. Mark Wilson, the president, picked us up from the airport. He took us to our hotel. He took us out to dinner. These guys cleared their days on a moment's notice to cater, and not just all the founders. We met all the founders, cleared their day on a moment's notice to teach us and to show us and to open their arms and to welcome us. And despite what you think, Dr. Fred, it was the most amazing first impression you could ever make. I am comfortable with what you offer our group, and I look forward. You guys come from the same background. We're 3 tribes. We're not 7 tribes or 12 tribes. We're 3 tribes. I hate to say vagabonds. We've been marching around the mountain for 40 years to make a 2-week trip, and we find ourselves ready to cross into the promised land. And some people on this phone call are going to choose to be Moses, and they're either by choice not going to go across, but they're just not going to go across. And I would like to challenge every single person on this call to be Aaron and take charge and cross the river and enter into the promised land, because brothers and sisters, we are there. And we love you guys. And John Maris, my gosh, who could have a better upline, a better mentor, a better teacher with a stronger foundation in principles and ethics and integrity? And I would not be here. I would not be there. I wouldn't be on this call. I wouldn't be married. John Maris, thank you for all you've done for my family.
Well, thank you, John, very much. Very well said on your description of our trip. Now, I want to point out, this was like 4 days after Christmas that we were out there, so that's kind of a time when a lot of people don't want to be too available for work. And so that was even more impressive when the calendar was cleared and we were invited to come out. I'm more of a logical. John's very, very poetic and very excellent in his description. I'm more of the business mind. I was going there to check. I was looking behind the corners. I was looking under the stacks of mail. I wanted to make sure they were really solid, because I've been told 2 times now how solid we are, and so now I've learned to check a little further. But I'm excited because here's a company that started in 2011, and in 2015 they posted 110 million in sales. They're in over a dozen countries. They're debt free. They're debt free, and they posted 10 million in profit. Now I know how that works. You don't post all your profit because you have a lot of deductions. You have a lot of ways to take tax write-offs and things. So they posted a $10 million profit. That's very impressive, and they're debt free. That's like I keep saying, and they're debt free, and they already have offices in all these countries. And I'm excited now. I'm more I'm looking for the stability, because what good is residual income if the company isn't there? So this company is long term. These guys had I think Fred, you said you had 15 years with USANA, and when you left them, you were the president, and had a very nice income that I won't repeat because it's your information. But that's not a small move. That's not a small decision. And we had a lot of, when we went out to eat, what John was referring to that his wife couldn't get him to eat was sushi. We had a very big sushi meal, and they had an interesting way to finish off the meal. We'll tell you some other time. But we just got to get to know them, and just in kind of in a non-business setting as well, and just chatting and finding out about each other's lives. And so I was so impressed by a few things I won't say here, but they were very meaningful. Well, one thing that impressed me, they have this business ethics or code, I forget what they call it, but they're kind of their bylaws or promises, but what do you call it? Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. Thank you. Anyway, they have a deal where we get to share. If you get to a certain size in this company, you get to share in the profits of the company. They take out, the founders can take out the first 10%, and on a 10 million profit, that's $1 million. And then any more money they take out, they split that money with the other distributors in the field who reach that level to share. I've never heard of that ever. They have a rule that if they ever change, Fred and Mark and Riley and all of them, they won't always be there. They're going to go on to other things later, and the new person will take over. May not see eye to eye and may change some things. Well, they have a rule that if anyone changes anything, you don't have to change yours. You can stay with the comp plan you started with, and no one can make you change it. That's in concrete. Now that impressed me beyond words. And then what really impressed me, I said, so what'd you guys do with your first million you pulled out? And they said, we didn't pull anything out. We'll even. That impressed me more than anything. The fact that they made 10 million profit and they didn't pull any of that profit out, not even 10%, because they left it in the company for growth. That tells me they're long term. So I'm convinced. I'm excited to be on your team, guys. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and the years to come. It's going to be a great fun. As I heard one of my old friends say, it's fun making money, but it's fun growing and helping others make money too. So we're on board. Glad to be part of your team.
Well,
Thank you, John.
Hey, John.
You bet.
Fred and Riley, there you guys are both can hear me. There's been a question of how long have you guys actually been together, and I've heard over 100 years of combined experience, which makes you either really old or really experienced. Which is it?
Well, there's only one old person in the group. He's wearing plaid red.
I can't see Jeff.
Jeff's old.
Winhand's old.
Oh, Winhand's old.
Well, all right, so how long have we been together? Mark was at USANA for the longest, and I believe he was there 16 years. And then I was there second at 15 years. Riley was 11 years. Winhand was there seven or 8 years. Jeff was there 3 years. And Deanna, we found her homeless on the street and tried to give her a job.
Okay, that is just completely inaccurate, but we'll let him roll with that for now.
Yeah, I'm there for 8 years.
8 years. So if you add all of the collective experience in direct sales, that's how they got to 100 years.
And they're old.
And we're old.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much, and I know that you guys have spent a lot of time to help make this happen. And as we conclude tonight, I want to make sure that everybody knows that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain, there is a call to explain the X office. The X office is going to be where you're going to control your business, where you're be able to see your downline, be able to make orders, be able to change just so many different things. And you're going to be receiving an email from ARIIX tomorrow. And that's going to have your new distributor or your rep ID, and it's going to have really some vital information of how you can activate your spot. Guys, this is an exciting time. We had some amazing reps on tonight with these executives. We've got Steve and Linda Komporoglu. They're going to be on a call soon. Jay Sargent in LA. And you guys will see that this leadership group has really gotten together to be able to make this happen and to be able to make sure that this opportunity and all the hard work that you've put together is really going to come to fruition. Also tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Mountain, we are going to have Dr. Lundell and Deanna Latson. And Deanna's going to be able to say all kinds of things because Fred will not be on the call. And I think you guys see how incredibly passionate she is about our future, our health, and all the different things. So be sure you log on to rxplus.com/events and make sure that you are telling your downline about it. Guys, this is really a historic night for all of you. It's going to be an amazing future. Thank you so much to the ARIIX team for being on. Dan, Dr. Lundell, we appreciate it, and we're really excited about the future. So, Fred, I'll let you say the final shot, and we'll close it up.
Thanks for being on the call.
That's all.
Wow, that was the best thing ever.
That was great. Seriously, we look forward to getting to know all of you. And thank you so much for taking the time in the call. We are excited about our future together.
Fred, actually, well, there's one more question on there, and there's people have been asking this all the time. I'm not going to let you off that early because this is the last question, and then you can end it. How did you come up with the name ARIIX? Is there a meaning behind the name? There's been lots of questions about why you guys came together. Finish it up with the name ARIIX, and then we'll wrap it up.
Do you want the marketing version or do you want the real version?
Why don't you give us both?
Okay. So one of the criteria that we had, the most important at first, was when you Google the name, we didn't want 50 trillion hits on Google for whatever name you used. So we fought and struggled, and oh my gosh, it was months of deciding what the name was, and we had another name that was brilliant, but the group decided not to go with it. It was my suggestion. I know, shocker. And someone came up, I don't know who it was, to be honest, but one of us on the team, we got into the two I's in a word. And if you have two I's in the word, the Google hit search dropped dramatically. So from there, we started to do derivatives that ARIIX didn't really mean much, but it had very, very few Google hits. So we already were in like with it. What we didn't like is it didn't have any meaning, so we had to look up, does it mean anything? Holy Hannah. It turned out, if you look at the prefix ARI, A-R-I, in languages all over the world, it could not have a better meaning. It means the gold standard, one who leads. It means the lion or take charge. What's that?
To be.
To be.
Yeah, I mean, we got done. There wasn't a negative statement in a foreign language we could find with the word ARI. And the second half, ARIIX, worked well for our 2X in our compensation plan with doubling all bonuses. So at that point, we took it, and ARIIX was born. Now, there is one more item that is going to happen one day. I'm giving you insight. I'm ahead of my time. But we also, like in Nutrify, where we became, we had a strong health emphasis. And we wanted to look at alternative lifestyles to just taking medicines and pills from a doctor, but to work more on the preventative side. So one day we're going to do the play on RX like a drug in the way you pronounce it, RX. So we still have this day who say it, RX.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little run more together fluid. So there you go. That's the name, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, looks like you have people are commenting, love it, thank you, awesome. So it looks like you answered the question. Thanks all. Thank you guys for being on. Be sure you go to rxplus.com/events. You'll see all the calls this week. Don't miss them. We've got all kinds of comments continuing to come in. They loved you guys, and so you know, we had people continue to come on throughout the call, and you didn't lose anybody. So congratulations, exciting times, and I appreciate everybody being on tonight.
All right, you didn't suck.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey,
Good night, everybody. Take care. Thanks.
See you later.
Night, everybody. Thank you.
Come again. Thank you. Come again. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
ありがとうございます。